help them see themselves become.
Hey everyone. Welcome to T2Sky Film Recaps. Today we're exploring Mufasa, the Lion King full movie recap. This film takes us back to the story before the first Lion King, where we see the origins of Mufasa and Taka, who later becomes Scar as brothers, and how Mufasa rises to become the Lion King. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and let us know where you're watching from in the comments. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you. At the beginning of the film, we are shown the beauty of a place called Malil, where King Simba and the other animals live. We see Simba greeting the other creatures, expressing his gratitude for his late father's legacy, which allows them to live in such a peaceful place. He promises to continue protecting his father's heritage forever. Meanwhile, we see Nala, who is pregnant and searching for a place to give birth to her child. Simba. Shortly after, we see Pumbaa, the warthog, and Timon, the meerkat, greeting their king, Simba. Simba then asks Pumbaa and Timon to take care of his son, Kiara, while he accompanies Nala. He also warns them not to tell Kiara any strange stories. Then Kiara, Simba's only child, appears. She feels afraid as her father prepares to leave, but Simba reassures her, reminding her to be brave, just as he was taught by his father. With that, Simba departs, leaving Kiara behind. The funny thing is, Timon starts telling a made-up, ridiculous story, claiming that he and Pumbaa were the ones who defeated Scar. However, Kiara quickly corrects them, saying that Scar was not defeated by Pumbaa and Timon, but by her father, Simba.
Frightens her.
Shortly after, Rafiki, the wise monkey, arrives.
Rafiki!
He tells Kiara that she has nothing to fear because her parents and ancestors have blessed her with courage. He also shares that her father, Simba, was once afraid of thunder, but with the teachings of his grandfather, Mufasa, he grew into the brave king he is today. However, Kiara doubts whether she can ever be as brave as her father or grandfather, Mufasa. Seeing her uncertainty, Rafiki decides to tell Kiara the story of Mufasa's journey before he became a true king. At the beginning of the story, a barren land stretches as far as the eye can see. In the midst of this desolation, 3 lions stand together, Queen Uru, King Ahadi, and their young cub, Mufasa. Queen Uru and King Ahadi speak to Mufasa of a place far beyond this wasteland, a land of beauty, peace, and abundance, where water flows endlessly and food is plentiful. They call it Milali, which means eternal. One day they say they will journey to Milali, but before that time comes they give Mufasa a vision of what Milali truly looks like. Suddenly the rain begins to fall.
Finally, we have rain!
You're too fast!
Mufasa, his parents, and all the other animals rejoice. At last their land has water again. But their joy is short-lived. Out of nowhere, a massive flood rushes in, sweeping away everything in its path, including Mufasa. Unfortunately, Mufasa is separated from his parents, carried far away by the raging waters, lost in an unknown place. Drifting through the currents, Mufasa begins his search for his mother and father. Eventually, he is swept into a new place, where he encounters another lion cub. The cub calls out to him. His name is Taka. Seeing Mufasa in danger, Taka tries to save him from a crocodile's deadly attack. Then came Taka's mother, Isai, who said that Mufasa could not go with them because he was a lion from the outside lands, and Taka's father would never accept him. Mufasa explained that he had been separated from his parents, which made Isai feel sorry for him. Out of pity, she decided to take Mufasa to the Pride. Upon arriving at the Pride, Taka's father, Obesai, was furious. He demanded to know why they had brought a rogue cub into their territory.
Come upon an outsider, tell me what—
He also declared that Mufasa must be eaten immediately because he was not one of them. However, Taka stood up for Mufasa, insisting that he was a good lion and that he wanted Mufasa to be his brother. Once again, Obesai refused, stating that it was impossible. Mufasa was an outsider, a member of another pride, and therefore could never be one of them. There, Obesai also revealed the meaning of Mufasa's name. It meant king. Because of this, he could not be part of their pride, as the title of Lion King was meant for Taka. Finally, Obesai declared that if Mufasa lost to Taka in a race, he would devour him in a single bite. Isai then spoke up, adding that if Mufasa won he would be allowed to stay, though only among the lionesses. In the end, Mufasa managed to defeat Taka in the race. However, it was clear that Taka had deliberately let Mufasa win so that he could stay and they could be brothers. Over time, the two grew up together, becoming strong adult lions. Yet, despite the years that passed, Obesai still saw Mufasa as nothing more than a rogue lion, unworthy of living among his pride. Obesai also declared that Taka would be the next king. He warned that if Taka continued to stay by Mufasa's side, he would one day be betrayed by him. There, Mufasa lived among the lionesses and was cared for by Esai. She taught him the instincts of the lionesses, the ability to sense things from great distances. Mufasa mastered this skill, allowing him to feel the presence of his family. Esai told him that he could use this ability to continue searching for his family, a gift no other male lion possessed. She also believed that this skill could convince Obesai to finally accept him. But Mufasa replied that it was pointless. He believed it was better this way so he wouldn't stand in Taka's way of becoming the next king. There, Taka watched from a distance, secretly following Mufasa and Esai. As he observed them, he noticed two white lions lurking, their eyes fixed on Mufasa. Suddenly, the white lions attacked. Esai urgently told Mufasa to run, but instead, he bravely stood his ground, fighting off the attackers to protect her. Meanwhile, Taka, overcome with fear, turned and ran. Unbeknownst to him, Esai's mother witnessed everything. In the end, Mufasa managed to take down one of the white lions, while the other, terrified by his bravery, fled. Hearing of Mufasa's bravery, Obesai slowly began to acknowledge him. Using his heightened instincts, Mufasa warned that the white lion pride would return to attack. Meanwhile, the lion Mufasa had slain was the son of Kiros, the leader of the white lions. Enraged by his son's death, Kiros swore vengeance. They would hunt Mufasa down and make him pay. Ara.
The one left blood on his
But you ran for...
That night, Obesai spoke to Taka, who was still shaken by what had happened. Obesai told him that as the heir to the Lion King, he must learn to conquer his fears. That was the duty of a true king. Hearing this, Taka lowered his head and said, "I am not a king. I am only the son of a king."
They're coming this way, Obasi!
Just then, another lion arrived with urgent news. The white lions were coming for revenge. Upon hearing this, Obesai ordered Taka to leave immediately with Mufasa. As the sole heir to the throne, he could not afford to die. He had to survive no matter what. The next morning, Mufasa and Taka bid farewell to their mother, Esai, as they set out on their journey to find a place called Milele.
Mother?
Your moment of courage will come.
Shortly after, the White Lion Pride arrived and launched their attack on Obesai's pride. Meanwhile, on their journey, Mufasa and Taka suddenly noticed birds frantically flying away. It was a warning the white lions were hunting them down. Cornered at the edge of a cliff, Mufasa was forced to confront his childhood trauma. With no other choice, he jumped into the water along with Taka. But one of the white lions leaped in after them, determined to give chase. Suddenly, a crocodile emerged from the depths, sinking its jaws into the white lion. As the struggle unfolded, Mufasa and Taka were swept away by the strong currents. Eventually, Mufasa and Taka survived. During their journey, they encountered a lioness named Nala and a bird. They too were searching for a better place after their home was attacked by the White Lion Pride. Taka introduced himself and invited Nala to join them, but she refused. Mufasa then explained that they were searching for a place called Milele. Hearing this, Nala shook her head and said, "Milele is nothing more than a myth." Meanwhile, in a great tree, a group of monkeys was chasing one who was different from the rest. His name was Rafiki. A female monkey stepped in to defend him, arguing that Rafiki had done so much for their kind and did not deserve to be cast out. But Rafiki simply smiled and said, "It is time for me to find the place where my family once came from."
No, where?
To find all that.
As Rafiki wandered alone, he was being watched by Mufasa and the others. However, Rafiki showed no fear even though they were lions. He simply continued walking, unbothered by their presence. Then he spoke calmly, "If you eat me, you will never find Milele." Hearing this, Mufasa and the others were shocked. How did Rafiki know about Milele? Rafiki then explained that he was searching for it as well. Though he had never been there physically, he had seen it many times in his dreams. He also described a great tree, the home of his ancestors. Moved by his words, they all agreed to travel together in search of Milele. As they rested, Mufasa confided in Rafiki, saying that he felt as though he could hear his mother's voice, guiding him in his search for Milele. Rafiki nodded wisely and replied, "These are the signs from your mother, guiding you toward Milele."
It's morning.
The next morning they continued their journey until they reached the edge of a cliff, where they had to find a way across. Here, Rafiki left the decision to Mufasa. Should they take the upper path or the lower cliffside route?
Decision is yours.
Mufasa, remembering Esai's words, decided to take the lower cliffside path. However, Nala questioned his reasoning. Mufasa then asked her to close her eyes so she could see the path as he did. As Nala envisioned it, she understood and agreed to descend the cliffside.
We have to go down.
Long story short, Taka developed feelings for Nala and asked Mufasa for advice on how to get closer to her. Mufasa told him that Nala's scent was like that of a black flower.
Ask her.
When Taka told Nala this, she was amazed that he could smell the black flower, which came from a place far away. This led her to believe that Taka had instincts similar to Mufasa's.
Very hot, isn't it? I love listening.
Amazing.
Long story short, upon reaching the top of the cliff on the other side, they saw a migrating herd of elephants. At the same time, a pride of white lions appeared on the opposite cliff. At first, they thought the white lions wouldn't be able to reach them due to the gap. But to their surprise, the white lions chose to leap across.
Listen to me, please. I need your help.
Because Nala united the beehive, part of the attacking Singapudi herd was killed. Nala also lost consciousness and was rescued by Mufasa.
I got you.
Long story short, Rafiki tried to wake Nala, and fortunately she was still alive. He then told her that she had been saved by one of the two lions. However, Mufasa, who was actually the one who saved Nala, told her that it was Taka instead. Grateful, Nala thanked Taka.
Many ways.
They finally arrived at the snowy mountains. There, Mufasa ordered the bird to erase all their tracks so the white lions wouldn't be able to follow them. The plan worked, successfully misleading the white lion pride. The bird then returned to inform them of their success. After that, Rafiki slipped and Mufasa helped him up, saying, "I got you."
Yeah, I got you.
I got you.
Hearing this, Nala suddenly realized that it was Mufasa who had saved her all along, not Taka. She then confronted Mufasa, acknowledging that he was the one who had protected her and declaring that he truly deserved to be the Lion King. Long story short, Mufasa and Nala reassured each other of their bond.
Tell me the words I want to hear.
However, from a distance, Taka watched everything unfold, deeply disappointed that Mufasa had taken Nala from him. Overcome with emotion, Taka accidentally lost his footing and fell off the cliff. And there he saw a pride of white lions. Driven by his grudge against Mufasa, he gathered the courage to approach Kiro's pride. There, Taka offered to help Kiros capture Mufasa, who had taken the life of his child.
It will be my pleasure.
Long story short, they finally arrived at the place they had been searching for, Milele. There, Rafiki discovered the great tree he had seen in his dreams, confirming that this was truly the place called Milele. Mufasa then asked Rafiki if he had found his twin brother at the tree. But Rafiki replied that in his dream, he did not meet his twin brother. Instead, he met another brother who turned out to be Mufasa himself.
So was you, my brother.
Long story short, the animals approached Mufasa, and one of the giraffes recognized him. With the white lion pride chasing him, Mufasa promised that they would never come to this place. But suddenly, from the top of the cliff, the white lion pride appeared, led by Kiros. Seeing Mufasa preparing to fight Kiros, Nala and Rafiki tried to convince the others to help. On the cliff, Kiros told Mufasa that Taka had betrayed him and that, thanks to him, Kiros had made it to Milele. Finally, the two of them clashed in battle. When Mufasa managed to escape from Kiros, he tried to persuade all the animals to help him. He did this to ensure that Milele would remain their home and not fall under the control of the white lions.
Head unbound. If we remain isolated to our own, let them walk among you in search of us.
In the end, they agreed with Mufasa and joined him in defending Milele. Long story short, after falling into the ravine, Mufasa encountered Kiros once again, and their battle resumed. As Mufasa found himself cornered, Kiros prepared to strike. However, to his surprise, Taka, remembering his past with Mufasa, stepped in to save him. And that was the moment when Taka received the scar over his eye. Meanwhile, the chaos of the battle triggered a powerful tremor, causing the cliff above Mufasa to crack and collapse. Mufasa and Kiros were pulled underwater, but Mufasa managed to use a falling boulder to drag Kiros down with it. In the end, Mufasa emerged victorious and once again he was saved by Taka. Long story short, they emerged victorious against the White Lion Pride. The entire animal kingdom bowed before Mufasa, honoring him as the new Lion King.
Help them see it themselves. Become.
Amidst the celebration, Mufasa suddenly caught a familiar scent in the air. His heart raced. It was his mother. She was alive. Though his father had perished long ago, sacrificing himself to save Mufasa from a devastating flood, his mother had somehow survived.
It's in you now. And I knew it would be.
As Mufasa stood in disbelief, Taka approached him. With a heavy heart, he apologized, pleading for one last chance to stand by his brother's side. He then spoke with a solemn voice, "Call me Scar, not Taka. So I will never forget the betrayal I once committed against you."
Then call me Scar.
In the end, all the animals of Malil honored Mufasa as the true Lion King. At the end of the film, Rafiki's story about Mufasa inspired Kiara, strengthening his resolve to become a braver lion, just like his grandfather, Mufasa. Meanwhile, Simba and Nala were reunited, and their second cub was born, a younger brother to Kiara.
Rafiki, it was questions, take him or leave him, but take...
Kiara then reunited with her family and promised her younger sibling that she would share the brave and awe-inspiring tales of their grandfather, Mufasa. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed the video, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Your support means a lot to us, friends. See you in the next story recap video.